Hi, this is Diana Stamate and welcome to my YouTube channel. As I promised, I'm going to share more videos on different topics that I find relevant and worth to discuss about. Today I would like to talk about being in your full power, about business and spirituality. So from a younger age, I always wanted to have my own company. I was just feeling like, oh, I have this eagerness to create, to do stuff, and yeah, because of that, I would also like to get financial rewards from it. And I studied business administration, and it never felt authentic. It felt like they're teaching you business models and they're like, oh, if you want revenues, you have to do this and that, and you have to create like this type of product or this type of services. Like a lot of mind work, a lot of like how to make it work. And for me, it was like, I don't resonate with it. I can't, it doesn't work. And then you get in the trap like, oh, there's something wrong with me, that I'm not having the right ideas, or yeah, something was not, there wasn't a click in my case. But I was always fascinated by the human factor, the human side of doing business and being successful, being fully happy with what you're doing, like being in your own power, being your own master, leadership, leading from your authenticity. And this year I started to like really dive deep into it. In the beginning it felt amazing. It was like, whoa, for me having my own company is the best structure to work in, because I feel like I have the freedom to create. But then I was like, okay, but how do I also, what is the value of that? Like, how do I actually make a business out of it? It's nice to create, but also like be serious about it. And there were a lot of traps that I was finding myself falling in. Like, oh, what I have to give is not good enough, or yeah, there are so many people doing it, like a lot of doubt. And when you have a business, no matter the field that you're doing it, I think getting rid of all this doubt and really setting yourself to your standards is the most important, and being authentic with yourself. That's what I didn't like in school. It was like, oh, you have to create this product. Like, it was very like market, everything is like market oriented. Whereas for me, it's more like, okay, what do I feel that I have to give? Because I'm sure that there are people out there who need it regardless. It's a nice way like to look at the market. Yes, you can get creative from that perspective as well. But for me, it was more like, yeah, I have something that's inside of me and wants to get out. So this is how I see business, and I don't want to do business out of business just to keep yourself busy. It's more like to create something that is really valuable and something that represents you, and for sure is going to help other people. So that's why I say that I'm talking about business spirituality, like really leading from your soul and creating from your soul, creating a business that really represents you and being in your power, because that's when you are the most powerful. And I'm not saying that, oh, you're so good and perfect and your life is amazing. No, the human factor, it's also about looking at yourself and embracing yourself for all the things that you're doing. Because yeah, there is not like a wrong or right. everything you do is fine, it's amazing, and you should not blame yourself. And just because we have this image about success, that you have to be this rich person having it all, it doesn't, no, it doesn't always resonates. Like, success can, it can be in this moment because you are doing what you are meant to do, and you are showing yourself, and you are like there for you. And once you are in that space of authenticity, things will also change around you. And it takes a lot of courage, because especially in the beginning as an entrepreneur, if you start, there are people that are coming to you wanting to have a partnership, where you are reaching to them, like maybe out of fear, like, oh, I need to build up this, and I'm going to that person and I want to have this partnership. And be really mindful. Really look at yourself, like, you know that you're worth it. And sometimes people say, like, they don't know your value, and they're also like having in mind their own interest and their own way of looking at things, their own paradigm, like, oh, this is how it worked for me, so I think this is how it's going to work for you. No, stay true. Stay true to yourself. Like, it's hard, but I think it is the most rewarding thing to do, when somebody comes to you and doesn't make you feel at your best, feel at your like highest, and wants to have a partnership with you. It's very important to say, like, no, this is not working for me, it doesn't feel in alignment. And this is not only in business, like in all areas of your life. To speak up and say what is in your highest good is the most important. And yesterday a wise person also told me, like, once you communicate your highest good, and you also tell people, hey, this is in my highest good and I'm going to decide for this, it's also going to be in their highest good, because there's like no time wasted, no bonds that are not going to be, no partnership that are not going to be successful. So you really from the start you cut off the clutter and the things that are not good. But how can you know what's true for you and what is authentic? And for me, that works not by only using my mind, because usually the mind is like, has too much chatter, and it brings us, oh yeah, I need to have a partnership with this person because why? And then you start your mind makes up all these reasons. I think it's important also to trust other centers in your body when making any type of decision, like your throat, your heart, your gut. Just use your whole human capacity when you live your life. Yeah, when you make decisions, when you live your life in general. And yeah, for me, yoga, it helped me with that. It helped me to understand how my whole body works, how the mind works, and that I also have that there is a whole lot more in me that can help me move forward. It's not only the mind or only the heart, it's like full body. So yeah, being in your power requires really understanding like your wholeness and how you work, and accepting it, also like your shadows and the things that you don't like about yourself, because you have them. I have them and I love them. They make me. And yeah, it really helps you to get out of that limited paradigm. Like, you really have everything in you, and just because there are some parts that you are not completely at peace with, it doesn't mean that you cannot move forward. You just have to stand where you are and continue. So yeah, this is this is what came up for me today, and I was feeling like very, very inspired and very like, oh, I really want to talk about this, and I hope it makes sense for you. If not, I would like to hear about your thoughts, if you have questions of anything, any type of feedback in comments, or just please reach out to me if you share this perspective on business, spirituality, and being in your full power.